Hi guys, I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Welcome to Early Years Matters TV. On today's episode of Early Years Matters TV, I'm going to be giving out tips to encourage young children to read. Yes, on today's episode of Early Years Matters TV, I'm going to be discussing the tips to help young children to read. I would start by letting you to know that reading is part of everyday life, and it is really important, like my everyday saying, you catch them young. So it is really important that young children are used to reading now because this is going to be part of their everyday life. Okay, so the question is, how can you as the educator, how can you as the parent, how can you as the guardian encourage this group of children to read? If this is a kind of video you're looking for, please ensure you watch it to the end. All right, so the first tip that I'm going to be sharing is you need to establish a reading routine. Okay, so if you're a parent or you're guardian in your home, you need to establish a reading routine. And if you're an educator, you need to establish routine around reading. Okay, so I would start with the parent or guidance. Okay, so you need to establish a routine, be it could be bedtime story. Okay, so maybe when your children are going to bed, okay, you make it a point of duty to always read story to the children every night, or it could be afternoon story. Okay, so as parents, as guidance, you need to pick up a time that is suitable for you, okay, in relation to establishing a routine. You need to pick a time that there will be less distraction. Okay, it's not a time maybe when you as the parent or guardian you'll be busy, so it's really important that you decide on the time that will be convenient for you to be able to read to your children. Okay, so it's really important that you need to establish a reading routine. Okay, so decide, is it going to be bedtime story, is it going to be afternoon story that you're going to be reading? Okay, so as an educator as well, it's really important that you come up with a routine around reading. Okay, is it going to be during circle time, is it going to be story time? Okay, so it's really important. The first tip to encouraging young children to read is you need to establish routine around reading. Okay, so take note of this first tip. All right, second tip that I'm going to be giving out is you need to use more of picture book. Okay, so considering we're talking about the young children from birth to 8, okay, so in order to encourage this group of children to read, you need to use more of picture books. Okay, so when you use more of picture books, it will give young children the opportunity to discuss around the picture. Okay, it will also give you as the adult, whether you're the parent or the guardian or the educators, to be able to discuss more, okay, about the story to this group of children. Okay, so the second tip that I'm going to be giving out to you in order to encourage young children to read is make sure you use more of picture books. Okay, because considering children from birth to 8, they learn more of using visual aids. Okay, so it's really important that you use more of picture books so as to encourage young children to cultivate the habit of reading. All right, tip that I'm going to be giving out today is you need to make reading fun. Okay, I would encourage you that you should not make reading to be rigid. Okay, so we're looking at children from birth to 8. We're looking at encouraging young children to read. Okay, and one of the ways you could encourage them to read is make reading fun. Okay, do not be rigid about it. It's not a time when you're reading story to this group of children, you ask them to sit down. Oh, it's time for storytelling now. Sit down, no talking. Shh, listen. Okay, so you need to make reading fun. Okay, because you want to motivate these children to read. You want to encourage them to read. Okay, and one of the ways you could make reading fun is maybe you could introduce puppet. Okay, so when you're reading a story, okay, you could introduce puppet. And one thing I would like you to know about puppet is it doesn't have to be something that you have to buy. Okay, you could make use of a sock. Yes, a sock. You could make use of a sock, put a sock in your hand, okay, and you pretend the sock is a puppet and you just change your tone of voice, your face, so that the children will not be able to see you. And there you go, you have your puppet. Okay, so in relation to encouraging young children to read, I would advise you to make it fun and lively. Okay, take note of this as well. All right. Okay, so the fourth tip is you need to be a reading model. Okay, so young children must see you read. Okay, whether you're the parent, you're the guardian, or an educator, teachers of the student, they need to see you read. Okay, so in order to encourage or to motivate the young children to read, okay, you as the adult, you need to be a reading model. Okay, so this student must see you read constantly, they must see you read all the time. Okay, because when you read, you're definitely going to motivate them to read. Okay, so it's really important in order to encourage young children to read, you as the adult, okay, you need to be a reading model. Please take note of this as well. All right, So the fifth tip that I'm going to be giving out to you is make use of audiobooks as well. Okay, so in relation to encouraging young children to read, okay, you could also make use of audiobooks. Okay, so you're just playing books online, okay, be it on your phone or on laptop, and the children are sitting down listening. Okay, so this is also going to encourage them to read. Okay, so I would like you to also take notes of this as well in relation to encouraging young children to read, that you also make use of audiobooks as well. All right, okay, so the last tip that I'm going to be giving out to you is try reading apps. Okay, so there are some apps that you could download on your phone or on your laptop, okay, that has books, okay, and all you just have to do is click on this app, okay, and click on the books that your children are interested to read. If you're a parent or as an educator, the books that young children in your settings are interested in reading, and then you just click on it and then they are good to go. Okay, so I'm taking notes of all the points that I've listed in relation to encouraging young children to read. Okay, and do subscribe for more on my channel. Okay, take care and mind yourselves for now. Bye.